Konnichiwa, Shalom. My name is Ali Rozen. I'm the Culture and Science Affairs Attaché at the Embassy of Israel here in Japan. I've been in Japan for 4.5 years with my husband. We got married just before coming to Japan.
My name is Noam. Konnichiwa. As Arya said, I'm his husband and I live together with him here in Japan. I'm an artist and photographer and I like to cook.
We love to cook together and explore many ingredients and the connection between Japanese ingredients and our traditional cooking from Israel and our culinary memories from our childhood. And this is what we're going to do. So our first dish is a takeoff on a borscht soup with dumplings. So we're going to have, instead of the borscht soup, a paste of beets, which is very common in Eastern Europe, where many Jewish people came from to Israel. So in this paste, which we actually kind of made up, there is a caramelized beet, which has been cooked in the oven for quite a long time, and then ground together with some mascarpone cheese and Parmesan cheese and salt and pepper. This will be the base for the dish. And on top, for the wonton, we're going to make buckwheat filled wontons using regular wonton leaves. The buckwheat that we have used is the soba, which normally in Japan is made, the soba noodles are made from, but we are much more used to making it in this format. So cooking it kind of like rice, using it as a grain. And so here we made a filling with some cheese and some dill and of course the soba, the buckwheat. We're going to stuff the wontons, boil them and put them on top of the paste. So basically these wonton leaves, we love them because in our country we need to make the dough, but here we can buy it in every supermarket. So we really love this accessibility to this. So I guess like you do with any wonton, right? We just fill it with a little bit of the filling and wet all the edges so it's really so it sticks to itself so that it won't open up whilst we boil it. And Noam here is preparing
some just green fresh onion to garnish on top,
which will give a good taste. And then into the water. So the water is really boiling and you throw it in and it should go down. Once it comes up, you know it's more or less ready.
Yeah, because the filling is cooked already actually, so it's just the wonton leaves, which is just a few seconds and it's done.
So we love actually like gyoza, wonton.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite dishes here in Japan. But this is like really a kind of mix between this and our food from back home.
Yeah, because actually from when I grew up, soba was always like something eaten by old people because they brought it from Eastern Europe and never like soba noodles, always soba grains like this, never noodles. And actually many Israeli people coming to Japan, they are so surprised about the connection from soba noodles and the grain of soba. They don't realize it's the same thing. So we are so happy that it's so common here in Japan because we love the taste. So it's nice to experiment with it.
And this is kind of this dish. We got influence from a very good friend of ours who is a chef in Israel, but we made our adaptations here in Japan. And sour cream goes really well with the sweetness of the beet and the wontons. So we're just going to put a tiny bit of sour cream and on top a bit of the green onion because it gives a nice bite. And just to finish off, one of those leaves that grow on our terrace, which is always lovely to have. There you go. You have this Japanese, Jewish, Eastern European take on a borscht soup with buckwheat soba wonton. Okay, so shall we make a dessert with soba?
Yes, yes. Let me take it out of the fridge. We prepared it yesterday because it needs to cool down for like a few hours at least.
Yeah. So soba normally isn't really associated with sweets, but in Israel we have a sweet called
Malabi. It's so popular, you can get it everywhere, like the special, also in restaurants as a dessert, but there's special shops that sell only this as a dessert and people love to buy it and just eat it on the street.
I think historically it comes from the area of Persia and Turkey, but it became popular all over the Middle East and really, really popular in Israel.
Yeah.
So once again, we kind of made our own adaptation here to this, and we love the taste of
Buckwheat?
sobacha.
Sobacha.
So we thought, why not combine this Middle Eastern malabi with sobacha? So this is what we've done. So maybe, Noam, you want to prepare like the base and I can take it out?
Should I put it on?
So we have a base here. It always comes with a red syrup. So we've just made a simple syrup from water and sugar and grenadine, which is the zakuro syrup. And a bit of rose water, which is another taste which is very Middle Eastern. Okay.
Top.
And zakuro, we learned, first of all, we were so happy to see that it grows here in Japan, but we always saw the trees and no one was taking the fruit from the trees. We were so surprised because in Israel, zakuro is very special, especially on the New Year's.
New Year, we eat zakuro. It's a must. And on top, I'm also decorating with a bit of crispy soba. So like a soba popcorn.
And actually, the zakuro is very interesting. In Israel, it's very symbolic. We say that in each zakuro, there are 936 seeds. Of course, we never try to count, but 936, according to the Jewish tradition, is kind of the number of good deeds that someone should do. So there's a real connection, and we eat it always on the Jewish New Year. But because it has this very sweet and kind of sour taste, so we really like to use it in many dishes, savory and sweet.
Also in recent years, it's popular to use zakuro syrup in cookings.
Right.
Also, you can get it in Japan, actually. No?
Yeah. And the zakuro is meant to be very, very healthy because it's especially like for the blood system, and so it's becoming very, very fashionable.
A lot of antioxidants inside. So.
Yeah. But we heard that in Japan it's still, even though we saw it growing on trees, that it's still not so popular.
No.
For eating.
But we buy from supermarkets, so I'm sure some people like.
Yeah. The actual taste of the soba comes from two, inside and outside. Inside because we use the sobacha to give the taste, and outside because we're putting this soba popcorn, so it kind of all comes together. So so this is our Japanized take on a very Middle Eastern sweet malabi. So we love to cook together, and always people ask if we manage to survive in the kitchen, because here in Japan we have a small kitchen and everything, but somehow it's kind of like a dance, and we
understand each other. If I see he's very busy, so I'm in the meanwhile cleaning the dishes. If I'm in the middle of cooking, so he's chopping something else. So we kind of like, it's a harmony in the kitchen, and it takes time to understand, but we are together for already 12 years. So we kind of learned how to do it our way.
Got the rhythm.
Yeah.
So let's taste. So B'teavon means kind of itadakimasu, but it actually means bon appetit, have a good appetite in Hebrew. So B'teavon.
Oh my take with some.
With some of the.
Yeah, so you have the perfect bite in your mouth.
So, a bit difficult to put all of this into our mouth, but. Very nice.
Taim.
Taim.
Yeah.
Taim means oishi.
I'm taking another bite.
Yeah, it's really kind of nice, if we may say so, because we made it. But really nice balance between the tastes, and the soba is still crunchy. So
also the sweetness, and together with the garlic suddenly and the lemon zest, it's kind of
the lemon zest. That's true. So also in Japan, we love all the different citruses. There's so many, such a diverse variety of citruses, and we love to explore and to use them in different ways and different dishes.
Yeah, and to use all parts of the lemon actually. Also the zest and the inside and everything, like kind of give different taste to each dish.
Actually, both these pots we made here in Japan because we love ceramics. So we've made these pots in Mashiko. Mashiko is a very famous place for ceramics, and we've been going there and exploring the ceramics there, and we started to make some ceramics. So it's still very not professional, but still we really enjoy making it and serving food on dishes we made. So
and we just received it in the mail yesterday, so we are still very happy to use it, and
you're the first one to taste it.
Yeah, actually I know that in Israel everyone really loves malabi, but I never really understood it until
you hated malabi when
I
we
didn't
met.
like because everyone was malabi, and I was like, I don't like malabi, which was maybe strange. Suspicious, yeah.
But at the time, it was 12 years ago. We were both living in Tel Aviv when we met, and there was one restaurant. It was like a very arty place, and it was the place I used to go actually every day. There was a really nice community there, and I spent most of my nights there. And of course, when we met, so I said to Noam, why don't you come to this restaurant and we can hang out?
And they served a really special malabi, and to be honest, it's the first one that I really liked, and since then I'm pro malabi, and wherever.
And this place was interesting. It was run by two ladies. They were a couple from Jerusalem, my original hometown, and they managed to create this very special place, which was all about food and culture, and all of like the Tel Aviv art scene used to go there. A very LGBTQ friendly place, and that was like a really important, I think, place for us in our kind of Tel Aviv before when we met.
As a community, but also culinary wise, because it's really like, in a way, it represents the way we are cooking, this fusion about Middle Eastern and
Asian,
Eastern European. It's kind of like brings everything to the same plate
with a lot of respect for the local ingredients.
So
true. So let's have the malabi with the soba, which is our edition, and the zakor. The tavon. Very nice. And the soba popcorn is really fun. It's so easy to make. So basically you just roast it and it kind of pops, and it's so delicious. And it's such a nice kind of crunch.
It's good.
Very, very nice.
I can say it's good because I made it, so I'm allowed to say it's very good.